Good evening. Welcome to yet another beer review. Yet another one. I always say the same thing. I should keep doing my catchphrases. I should do more catchphrases. Excuse me. Um, what have I got today? Well, this has won two gold medals, as you can see here. It's called the. It's called Kekette. Well, anyway, trying to find a day. I don't think there is a day. Oh, okay. So this is best before. Okay, best before the 30th of November this year. The reason why I check is because I've actually had this. I've had this stored since I want to say May or June last year. Um, so it's about time I jump into it. Not been too much into the cherry beers lately, but this is definitely going to be a cherry beer, as you can probably tell. It's brewed in France. I think it's probably somewhat local. Let's see if I can find a production location. Well, I will say that we will at some point, probably quite soon, have me doing a beer that is actually from where I'm from. Um, I'm a little bit worried that this might actually explode and spill. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, so how I'm in this beer, 7.6% alcohol content. So again, think before I start pouring that. Yeah, I kind of think, look, I've got preconceived notions about this one. Not because I know it, but mostly because like I've had it and just not touched it. Like, I actually kind of think the bottle might be why. But it might be also because I found a lot of other ones that are like can or bottle wise, more visually appealing um to go for. Um, and I'm sure you can see my microphone here. Um, how did I like realize at the last second like I should maybe not pour over the microphone? God, that'd have been a disaster. Um, yeah, I've not been too much into cherries lately. Um, I mean, I'm usually a big fan, so but as of lately, not so much. I think it's just like seasonal tastes, but I've been enjoying making music lately, and I've started to put some real emotion into in. I mean, I've started using it as a more emotion heavy outlet, as well as a creative one, and yeah, sometimes like I think streaming is very therapeutic. I also think any kind of creating something is therapeutic. Uh, like cleaning is therapeutic sometimes as well, and making everything work with the bot that I use on stream. as well. I find it is kind of satisfies that a bit as well. Like it's the whole reason why I still stream basically is okay, not the whole reason, but it's okay. The reason why I stream. So I mean, first of all, it would be foolish not to mention that I just enjoy video games, and streaming just it gives me an excuse to like make myself play games that I might not play otherwise. And I mean, there's been mixed results with that. I've played games that I've not enjoyed at all. But I've also played games which have ended up being my favorite games. If I wasn't streaming, I would never have played any of the Horizon games. I would have never played Outer Wilds. Um, I'm not even sure I would have played Undertale. Stellaris, which I'm playing right now off stream, I definitely would have played. Because I've not played that too much on stream. Other times I would have played. The Mass Effect I wouldn't have played. Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War would not have played had I not been streaming. Um, I don't even think I would have enjoyed the delight of the Twilight Princess randomizers that I do. I would not have played Subnautica if I wasn't a streamer. All of these fantastic games which I love. So that's the first reason. Second reason is it's very therapeutic as well. Sometimes. And it also allows me to kind of enjoy these games in a more like social setting, more group setting as well. Like it almost feels like I'm playing with my mates. Um, then the third the third reason is honestly it drives me to improve myself as well. So what I mean by that is like when you're trying to improve the stream, uh, like the quality of the stream, for instance, like I don't know when you're trying to market or when you're trying to do emotes or what have you, or even video editing. Uh, I mean, you're not born with that knowledge, and like when when you're not a professional streamer, when you're just streaming in your spare time, like I am, yeah, there's not no one's gonna really tell you how to do that. You kind of have to figure that out yourself, and it's kind of like you have to teach yourself. And with that, I've learned how to do some basic animations. Um, I've learned how to use video editing software. What else? I mean, I've learned a bunch of skills. Like I've learned some coding. The bot that I use on stream as well. That's I like making things work. I really like making things work, and this is the same at work as well. But like when it's on my stream, it's like with the bot, like I have full control of like what I can do with that. I like making things that work and work automatically and automate. And I've had a lot of people, or not a lot of people. I've had some people on stream be like, "Come on, why do you make things so complicated on stream? Like, why is everything so bot heavy? Like why are there all these other like incentives to like get active or things like that?" And honestly, it's less so about the engagement. It's kind of more so because I relish the challenge of making that a thing. I relish the challenge of making that work and for people to see the results of that. and I'm a perfectionist. But it's like I like building stuff on the stream. I just I don't like it. I don't like any of the heavy lifting when it comes to that, like to copy things out. Um, but I do like finding something that's quite difficult to implement and just trying to find my way to implement it. Right, okay. So I've got a bit ahead. I've, I've been looking at this a while. I've been trying to like get the head to go down. I guess for the content, right? Okay, so this is Kekette red, 7.6%. That's it's. I mean, it's cherry, but it's hints. It's hints of cherry. It's not strong cherry. It's not like they got a beer and poured cherry concentrate or anything. So very bitter. Like sour and bitter, where most cherry beers are more sweet. It's sour and then sweet. Oh, this is very bitter. Oh, this is too bitter. This is too far. Um, it doesn't even taste like that much of a beer. I don't know how to really describe it. It's like not even. I actually can't describe it. Yeah, I realize I'm not good. I realize I'm never looking at the camera when I do this. I get very easily distracted. My eyes get drawn to anything in the like even the awkward posters that I have there, and this isn't me being rude or anything by not looking at the camera. Um, this is basically this is thinking. When I do these videos, I have to talk without, and I don't script anything for this. In fact, I almost none of my content I script. I've scripted one thing before, and that particular piece of content, an Orca documentary, I will be scripting every time I do because I need to make sure my facts are right if I'm going to be educating. But I I look around. I look around a lot all the time because that kind of helps me concentrate in my head. Like if I'm looking at the camera here, I'm like having to concentrate on the camera. I'm not having to concentrate on the camera. It's not difficult to keep looking at the camera. Um, but yeah, I do look around my room and like I'm consciously noticing doing it even more now that I'm talking about it. But yeah, is this about like think about what I'm about to say, and I don't typically look at the camera once I've decided the next few words. So yeah. Also, facing this direction is not my usual sitting position, so I should say that. Um, yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, me talk about like some of my issues, and I'm sure everyone watching this has noticed. I mean, how can you not? If actually, I guess if you're just listening to these, then you may not have noticed, which completely fine. Um, if you're just watching, if you're watching these by now, you've noticed I've got I've got ticks, some kind of tick, and I've never I've never really had it confirmed by any kind of doctor or physician or anything, and I've always had them. Um, it's just the thing. It's like I think that was maybe one of my biggest hurdles before I was actually on camera on YouTube or on Twitch. Um, so I know I had these, and I was like always self conscious. I do try and limit them as much as possible, and I'm also not a doctor, so I can't say exactly what it is. But if I were to guess, I would say that I have Tourette's. Not a verbal version, although maybe I don't know if it's the same thing where maybe you like when you hear me use a word like give myself a pause and time to think about what I'm saying next. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to think what I'm saying next. Lose my train of thought quite easily, quite quickly. Actually, kind of while I'm looking around mostly. Uh, yeah, I have tics and twitches, and of course I have a Twitch, but I don't mean like the Twitch account. But yeah, and I have these at work as well, and it's I will say probably the most probably the best thing for me is the fact that at work no one even talks about it. No one even mentions it. Um, on stream, no one mentions it. It's just a thing. It just happens. Uh, I wish it didn't, but it does, and it doesn't change my life too much. And I guess content's good. People look past it. I do wish sometimes I could bring it up at work though, because there are some things I have a little bit more difficulty doing with it. Although I can kind of suppress them if I'm concentrating on it. So if I'm trying to handle or manipulate something, um, and like I feel like twitch or like a tick coming on, like I can just stop it. I can stop it, but I need to be concentrating for that. So see, I can prevent it, but not when I'm concentrating on like a million and one other things. Just first time I've ever spoken about this on YouTube. I've spoken about this very occasionally on stream. But yeah, we're all born with stuff. Like on the flip side, I have this, but okay, I don't want to sound too big headed, but I find I've got quite a high capacity to learn stuff, or pretty high IQ. Actually being tested, and yeah, and like I comprehend things a lot quicker than some people do, and I find that's a gift. And I mean, Twitch is my problem with communication, with speaking, which I do find I have a bit of a stutter nowadays. Um, I mean, I'll take the bad. I take the good with the bad. So, like, if that's if being able to learn stuff and pick stuff up and understand stuff a lot quicker is then by itself. By that, I'll take it. I don't have a choice. That's how I am. That's how anyone is. It's just how they are. Well, that's almost like I was trying to change subject. Wow, I'm giving you guys a good insight into my mind, my faculties. This is too bitter. I actually can't give this a high grade. Like I typically like cherry beers. Well, this is too bitter. Should be sweeter. Um, I was going to say something else. I was going to say something else. Gone. It is gone. Oh yeah, I okay. Yeah, it was still on the same subject as ticks and things. My that was my biggest deterrent from ever being on Facecam, on Twitch, or on YouTube. That, and I didn't actually have a camera, so that was the thing. But I mean, you can just buy one. So I think I was using not having a camera as an excuse, basically, and I was aware I was doing that. And and then eventually I thought I'd give it a go. Like I mean, I was streaming without a camera. By the way, this is a good time to mention that as of recording this video, which will probably go like a month after I record it, I have officially been on YouTube and Twitch making content for 10 years. So I man, 10 years, that's a milestone. But I remember my first time streaming with a face cam. This was this was like a loyalty reward on stream because I used to stream without it, and like this was a loyalty reward, and then eventually it just became the norm. I think it's because like I did it like once or twice, and I got more confident with it. I got more comfortable, and then now now I make these videos all the time. I do videos and streams where I'm literally just chatting to a camera. So I guess I've grown into it. Okay, time to grade this bit. Kekette red. I am going to give this beer a 4.3 out of 10. That's a low grade. Yeah, I'm aware that's a low grade. Um, it's a low grade for a reason. Is all I'm saying. It's way too bitter. There's very little flavor in it. It's way too bitter, and it's sour. It's like they used the wrong cherries basically. But yeah, it's sour, and then it's bitter. Blood and glitter, sweet and bitter. Like I've got cover. By the way, guys, if you want to hear covers, I've got Disney covers. I've got Disney covers, and I've got uh, other covers like that. If you want to hear, come to stream, and I'll play them. But yeah. So for now, thank you everyone for watching, and I see you guys next week. Bye.